One of the most upsetting realizations in life is perhaps the feeling that we don't belong. We desperately try to be like others. We work, we meet people, we travel, and yet no matter what we do, it often feels like we are doing it all wrong. Because others always seem to be doing so much better. They seem able to sit for long hours at work without effort. They seem to have tons of friends and no trouble socializing. They seem always energized by traveling and never drained by it. And then there are people like us who just can't keep up. At work, we get tired surprisingly quickly. Our social batteries are painfully low, and traveling in many ways only empties us, no matter how much we may love it. Because of this, we start to see ourselves as dysfunctional. We feel like we're always a few steps behind everyone else. We label ourselves as failures. And that only makes us sink deeper into self-hatred as we keep finding more and more things that make us feel different from others. But the truth is, there is no real reason to do so. Because we're not weak, lazy, or incapable. It doesn't make us underachievers or people who don't try hard enough. In fact, our difficulty keeping up with the world may simply be physiological, something we can't fully control or change. What we may have is something often described as a hypersensitive personality. We are people with a heightened nervous system response. In simple terms, we experience life through very different lenses than others. Ours just happen to be more sensitive. Every sound, every emotion, every environment leaves a much deeper imprint on us. Imagine this, there is a tall tree with a thick trunk, strong, durable, able to withstand a storm without losing many branches. And then there is a tiny flower, soft, fragile, easily stepped on, easily uprooted. A storm like that would destroy it in seconds. People who seem strong and resilient are like trees, and people who are sensitive are like flowers. The only difference is that for a sensitive person, the storm can be almost anything. A loud noise, a crowded place, a strange look, a harsh comment. Things that may seem small to others can affect us deeply. Sensitive people process life on a very different level, a level that isn't always visible to others. That's why we can cry so easily when we see something beautiful, hear a melancholic piece of music, or watch a sad movie. We notice subtle details others may completely miss. And in many ways, that is our strength. Our emotional lives are rich, we are creative, thoughtful, and compassionate. But that also makes us vulnerable, and understanding this is very important. Because your sensitivity does not make you a failure. It does not make you bad or unworthy. It is not something you need to fight or fix. It's simply how your nervous system is built. We don't judge a tree for being a tree, and we don't judge a flower for being a flower. They are different, and each has an equal right to exist just as it is. Not knowing your limits and trying to force yourself into the world's standards of productivity and success is what truly causes suffering. The modern world is not designed for people like us. It's too fast, it's chaotic, it's overwhelming, and that is exactly what makes it so hard for sensitive people to thrive. Accepting your true nature and allowing yourself to move at your own pace is one of the most important things you can do. Think of it this way, your goal is not to chase the world. Your goal is to find a place within it that feels safe and peaceful enough for you to exist as you are. Being sensitive isn't easy, but trying to ignore your nature and breaking yourself just to fit in is even harder. We, sensitive minds, were born this way, and the best thing we can do now is shape our lives around the needs of our nervous system to create more peace, more softness, more kindness in our everyday lives. We have a rightful place in this world, even if it looks very different from everyone else's.